What is up, survivors? For today's mod review, we're going to be talking about the Cross Genesis 2 mod. Now, originally this was discontinued, but it was picked back up by another mod creator. We're going to get right into it. So what this mod will actually do is add all the Genesis 2 creatures to most of the official maps that are currently on. Now, it's still kind of in a testing phase. However, it does look like I'm out here on the island. It looks like most things are spawning. So I have superstructures loaded so that I can use the SS Tech transmitter to do dino scans. And if we bring it up, I can actually see that a lot of these guys are actually spawning. So what we should get is all the different R creatures, which as we can see are spawning on the map. And we'll go out and take a look just to make sure that they're out there where they say they're supposed to be. So it looks like some of the other creatures aren't necessarily spawning yet, but I did do a dino wipe. So let's take a look at what's out here already. Looks like we do have a Tech Strider out here. So let's go check it out. Looks like we do. We got Tech Striders spawning out in the redwoods, it looks like. That's going to be the normal spawn for them as well. There is some information on the Steam Workshop page as far as like where exactly some of these will spawn and what their spawn locations are, like the spawn points that they share with other creatures. But yeah, Tech Striders out here in the redwoods on the island. It looks like summoners are actually even out here, what it looks like on the carnivore island too. So the summoners are active and they are chilling out here. I'm not sure about how the summoners are going to work for you. Because these guys are a little vicious out here just floating around. I'm hoping that they sort of stick to the general island, this like carnivore island, but because they're floating around like this, it's hard to tell where these guys might end up. We even have some of the R creatures, like the R Linosaurs are actually out here. And like I said, you won't find normal Linosaurs with this mod, but you will find all the R variant creatures, and they'll add them specifically in here. So R Linosaurs out here on the carnivore island out here up in the northwest, or northeast rather. Looks like Maywings are out here as well. Now, these guys seem to be more spread out, definitely more on like typically by some of these streams is usually where I've been seeing them on the island. They're very much spread out as far as where they're spawning. Basically any sort of beachy, easy sort of kind of area is predominantly where you're going to find them. Anything that I would classify as like a stream area or even like a meadows area is predominantly where you're going to find these guys. But yeah, Maywings out here on the island. Pretty cool. It looks like Shadowbanes are actually on the map as well. They seem to hang around this swampy area right by the redwoods out here. I'm at 6426 on the island map right now. And they seem to be, where'd you go? They're pretty much chilling out here in the swamps randomly. So not exactly sure if that was like the best place for these guys to spawn, but I don't know. I guess it kind of fits, right? Would have pegged these guys for maybe like a redwood spawn instead, but yeah, it works. Anyway, yeah, Shadowbanes confirmed are spawning out here. So out of all the Genesis 2 creatures, it looks like the few that I don't see spawning yet are the Astrodelphus, the Noglin, the R Reaper King, R Reaper Queen, and the Arthalcolio. Now, again, I did just do a dino wipe, so very well could just be that they haven't really populated in yet. That could be the case because originally it said there was no Tech Striders and those guys popped up. But it looks like for the most part that you're going to see all of your Genesis 2 creatures on these maps. Now, I'm only running this on the island, but as far as I can tell, this is supposed to work on any official map, which is a pretty cool thing. And obviously, not only does this add the creatures, but also adds all of your Ingrams too from Genesis 2. They all should show up in here. All of them are showing up. So I have superstructures running, so of course there's a superstructures counterpart to a few of these, but all the tech gear, your hover sails, the minigun, the egg incubator, the ammo box, the loadout mannequins, the canoe, which is kind of a cool concept. I actually like the idea of being able to have a canoe on a lot of these maps. I feel like it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, all of that stuff. So apparently mutagel can also be collected. This can be collected from crystal, ambergris, and oil rocks. So let's go check it out to see how well this works. All right, so we're in the volcano right now. There's a lot of crystal here, so I figured that'd be a good test. And let's test the oil crystal out, see what happens here. Oh, yep. We get mutagel out of this, guys. Cool, sweet deal. All right, so we've tested that with a pick, and we get a little bit of it. Let's switch to the hatchet, see if there's like a better way to get this. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's just stone from the hatchet. All right, let's get ourselves a mining drill and test that out too while we're here. All right. Mining drill. Let's see what happens now. Oh yeah. Yep. You get mutagel. Doesn't look like a crazy amount, but this is official settings on the harvesting rate, so. But still, getting mutagel. That's pretty cool. The idea of being able to like mutate some of your critters, and obviously you need it to tame some of the stuff out here, so that's pretty neat. So we've checked crystal. We're supposed to be able to get this from ambergris and oil rocks. Obviously we can't test the ambergris, but we can test the oil. All right, let's go out. Actually, let's go out to this island where it's a bit more peaceful, where everything can leave me alone. I'll hang out with the penguins. Me and the penguins are going to try to find ambergris. Don't worry, guys. Just doing some science. Not killing you for polymer. No. It says it can be right. Maybe it's... maybe it's the smaller oil nodes, like the ones we find in the water? You know, because we have two different oil rocks. We have these big rocks, and then we have like the tiny ones that we see underwater. I'm not seeing anything out of these big ones. Yep, not seem to be getting anything from these. So let's find one underwater just to double check that we're not crazy. All right, so underwater. Let's check one of these out. Aha, okay, so it is the smaller ones, the ones down here underwater. That's where we're going to be finding mutagel from. Okay. All right, well, that kind of works out. That's good to know. You can harvest it from the ocean, too. I don't think we can use a mining drill under here. Can I use a mining drill underwater? I've never tried this before. Is it because I have admin commands on? It might be. Interesting. Okay, well, mutagel. That's how you're going to get it. You're going to get it from crystal nodes and then also... oil rock under the water, the smaller oil rock. You don't want to use the bigger ones. All in all, I gotta say this is pretty impressive and pretty cool. So, while I was not a gigantic fan of Genesis 2, I thought it was a gorgeous map and it had a lot going on as far as like building cool locations and stuff. Between the missions and the lack of really cave diving and cave exploring that much, I was kind of bummed out with it. On the surface, it looked pretty. It just didn't seem like it had the depth that a lot of these other maps do. However, I really enjoyed the creatures from Genesis 2. The Maywing, this Tech Strider, these guys were some of my most favorite creatures. The Shadowbane is probably arguably one of the art community's favorites, I think. So the ability to just have this whole thing just thrown on another server to have all those options is pretty cool. Now, obviously, you could take a big map like Valguero or Crystal Isles or even Ragnarok and add a mod like this, and then also maybe like Cross Genesis 1. And that way you have all your Genesis 1 and Genesis 2 creatures slapped on top of the map, which would be kind of cool. And it's nice not having to worry about the spawns and play with that stuff. Can you guys... Wow. Can't even film a video out here. Don't mind me. Man, that Carno's so mad. Don't hit that Strider. Don't you hit that Strider, I will admin gun you. You had to do it, didn't you? You had to do it. You had to do it. Sorry, big guy. I don't know how you're bleeding. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I think this mod is super easy, and the idea of just not having to add anything individually and try to set the spawners up or any of that stuff, it just works. So, there are a couple of things that are apparently coming soon and being worked on. There's going to be more spawns for some of the other creatures to be spawning out here. Also, the mutagen bulb spawns that you saw from like the Rockwell's innards part of Genesis 2, those couple of bulb plants that you'd be able to pick up, those will be out here as well. So, you'll have basically everything from Genesis 2 will be accessible right here on any map, not just the island. Currently, this is supposed to work on all of the official maps right now. Now, again, I can't stress this enough. This is being tested and things are being tweaked. It is a work in progress. But I like this one. Highly suggest this one. Love it, love it, love it. Oh, I came back out to the Carnivore Island and there is an R Giga out here. So we got some of the bigger R creatures are spawning out here. Pretty cool. However, with this mod, you won't find a Harvs Corner mod. Link in the description. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much it. That's Cross Genesis 2. Super simple. Adds all your Genesis 2 stuff, as well as your Genesis 2 resources. I'm gonna go paddle out in a canoe and hope Elites doesn't kill me. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll have a link to the Steam Workshop page in the description of the video, so you guys can check that out at your leisure. As always, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you all on the next one. Something's gonna eat me out here. It's inevitable.